Hello, my name is Sienna Aguirre, and today I will be doing a presentation on how noise pollution disrupts echolocation in marine mammals. So what is the problem? Since a sizable increase in the recorded number of whale and dolphin beachings, scientists have begun to connect some beachings to hearing damage and damage to a whale or dolphin's echolocation process. On average, 2,000 whales and dolphins beach each year. To put this in perspective, before hunting there used to be as many as 200,000 to 300,000 whales in the wild. Now there are less than 125,000 whales left. This sudden and dramatic drop in population puts many whale and dolphin species in the critically endangered list, which makes every whale beach detrimental to their struggling population. Defined by Britannica, echolocation is a physiological process for locating distant or invisible objects, such as prey, by means of sound waves reflected back to the emitter, such as a dolphin, by the objects. Echolocation is used for orientation, obstacle avoidance, food procurement, and social interactions. In front of the dolphin's blowhole, in the area we call a forehead, is their melon. The melon consists of fatty tissue and fluid and serves as the lens, through which sound is focused during echolocation. Echolocation is seen with sound, much like sonar on a submarine. They can only echolocate in the water and not through the air. Sound waves are created in the nasal sacs and focus through the melon at various frequencies, allowing the dolphin to see with sound. The sound waves travel through the melon and into the water and bounce off of objects. The sound waves then travel back to the dolphin and are received by the lower jaw, which is also filled with a fatty fluid. The sound waves travel from the jaw to the inner ear, where the nerves there are connected directly to the brain and translate the sound into an image. Echolocation gives the dolphin the capacity to explore their environment three-dimensionally and aids in navigation and hunting in low light and low visibility environments. Echolocation is very efficient, and bottlenose dolphins are actually capable of distinguishing an object the size of a ping pong ball from a football field away. What is noise pollution in the ocean? The National Ocean and Atmospheric Association, or NOAA, describes noise pollution as sounds made by human activities that can interfere with or obscure the ability of marine animals to hear natural sounds in the ocean. Sound travels 4 times faster in the water than in the air, which makes every decibel more sensitive to these animals. Where do a majority of these noises come from? Where the main 3 types of noise pollution come from: military sonar, resource exploration, and the shipping industry. Military sonar is perhaps one of the most damaging and work like acoustic floodlights, sending sound waves through ocean water for 10 or even hundreds of miles to disclose large objects in their path. However, even one low-frequency active sonar loudspeaker can be as loud as a twin-engine fighter jet at takeoff. Resource exploration includes events such as seabed mining, oil and gas exploration, seismic surveys, which are used to determine where oil underground is, and ice breaking. These processes, essential for everyday human life, have caused catastrophic results and have gone unchecked by governments. In these next couple of slides are short examples of what human-made noise sounds like underwater. This first one is a small sonar ping. So this is actually an example of a sonar wave over a dolphin call. Here you can hear how disruptive the noise actually is. Lastly, these are 2 examples of resource exploration, such as seismic blasting, which in the video blasts large sounds every 10 seconds, 24 hours a day over a vast amount of area, and underwater drilling, which can range for various projects all the way from oil excavation to underwater construction. So what does the noise do exactly to these marine organisms, especially whales and dolphins? These loud noises can displace whales from their preferred habitat and confuse the mammals where they are in proportion to depth. It could also disrupt their feeding behaviors and communication between other whales. Whales and dolphins both communicate with each other through clicks and whistles. Most of the famous whale songs are actually mating calls. Without these whales being able to hear each other during breeding season, whale population may decrease. Whales in response to this have had to modify some of their calls, but oftentimes it is not enough. Another tremendous effect of noise on dolphins and whales are the damaging effect on their body. Hearing loss is detrimental to the overall health of these animals, causing hemorrhages and other kinds of tissue trauma by driving them rapidly to the surface or to the bottom of the ocean. When they flee from the loud noise, also called escape dives, they use twice the amount of energy than they would for a normal dive at regular speed. These escape dives are done from panic and a quick instinctual response. However, both the whales and dolphins often do not have enough time to regulate their internal gases and therefore develop buoyancy problems, also called decompression sickness, similar to what humans develop, and it causes many of them to beach, but more die unnoticed out at sea. Now, how does all this relate to a molecular level? According to a research paper published by Frontier, exposure to high-intensity sound for long periods of time can damage the auditory neurons in the hair cells of the organ of Corti and can ultimately lead to the hair cell death by apoptosis. Since cochlear hair cells do not regenerate in mammals, the neighboring supporting cells actively participate in the process of hair cell elimination and scar formation. The scarring compromises the simultaneous expansion and sealing of the reticular lamina as a rapid protective response to hair cell apoptosis. The presence of scarring among hair cell rows is therefore an important criterion that can be used to assess any possible history of noise-induced hearing loss. These cells are essential in transporting the echolocation information to the brain for processing, and without them can affect how dolphins and whales survive. Cell signaling, both paracrine and synaptic local signaling and endocrine distant signaling, are disrupted in this process. The nerve impulses, located in the auditory nerve, although mainly electrical signals, communicate through cell signaling. The nerve impulses are directly responsible for how the brain receives the sound waves emitted from their echolocation. Damage to this, connected to the cell apoptosis in the inner ear, could cause the brain to report nothing ahead. Not only does this mean the whale or dolphin cannot locate prey, but it also makes traveling or swimming exponentially harder, as now the dolphins have to use their poor eyesight to navigate through potentially murky waters. This would often lead to beachings and diving accidentally straight into the ocean floor. Here is my works cited. Thank you.